Somebody taught me this trick for when you're craving physical touch. So cross your hands like this, and yeah. Oh.
What? Welcome to the show with DeMarco and Kayla. Deep dive into life twists, see you later. We got questions, got thoughts, no hesitation. Why we like this now is your destination. Pop culture, trends to daily grind hustle. Breaking it down, talking truth, no muzzle. You feel lost, sometimes we gonna navigate. Letting you know it's never too late. Why are we like this now? Gonna figure it out with a pow, pow, pow. DeMarco and Kayla taking the bow. Join us on the journey, we'll show you how.
Oh, it's my turn. This was my turn this time. What's going on, y'all? It's Marco, aka DeMarco. This is my lovely co-host, Kayla. This is Why Are We Like This Now podcast. Kayla called me a sore loser yesterday. She called me a sore loser yesterday. I got a DM yesterday talking about sore loser. Why? Because if y'all don't follow me, I said fuck Oklahoma. Fuck Oklahoma. Fuck OU. Fuck them all. Because why? Fuck them. Now, congrats Oklahoma. Congrats Oklahoma City. I do like that they are a young team. They're a young team. I'm not gonna go bad yet. I'm gonna say the things we like. Say nice things. Say nice things. No, I really hated that Halliburton went down. Because now I don't know if you saw they're calling it the hospital ring. Because they're saying Lillard went down, Tatum went down, and Halliburton went down. So OKC had to go through all these fucking teams that weren't shit. And so I don't know. It's the fucking game. You know what's gonna happen? I bet you they're gonna start having a break. LeBron said it too, and if LeBron says it, they listen. Like after the season is done, and so they'll have a little bitty break, and then it'll like at least a week before the actual like after the season before the playoffs start. Yeah.
I was thinking that a long time ago. I was like, I'm surprised that they haven't done some kind of like break, kind of like how they do with the Super Bowl, where it's like a break in between. I always thought that. I was just like, I'm surprised that they never do anything like that with basketball because there's so many more games. Like, I mean, football, you just got you got the playoffs, you got you got the wild card, all that stuff. But then you have a break in between the Super Bowl and, the playoff like games and stuff. So I'm always surprised that they don't do that with the playoffs where they just have everybody do the playoffs all at once and then just leave like a week in between for the actual like the last two, the championship.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you think of the game? Or did you watch the game?
I watched parts of it. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing. I can't remember what was I doing. I was doing something. I can't remember. But yeah.
Something more important than the game?
Life.
And don't say kids, because there's nothing more important than any game, not even our kids.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, it's something with the kids.
That's the first excuse moms go to is the kids. And no, I'm not gonna lie. As a parent, it's always that's the excuse. And whenever I have to try to get something, well, I gotta go get my daughter. You know what I'm saying? My daughter kind of sick. You know what I mean?
My kids are like they're going through something. They were sick too. They have like some kind of I don't know some kind of something. It was like something in their chest. I feel like it's very like the air is really like has a lot of allergy like stuff.
It's that California air. It's that smog y'all got in California.
But we're like in the woods, so in the hills, so it's not like that too much.
Not the LA smog.
But yeah, no, that's the crazy thing about football too is that when it's like football time, like that Sunday is like my favorite day because I don't have any like distraction because my kids are always gone and stuff, so I get to watch any game I want throughout the whole day. But then during the week, it's like Monday, it's hard to watch it. Thursday, it's hard to watch it, because of the.
Do you watch an actual game or do you watch that red zone?
I usually watch my game all the way through, and then I usually.
Who wants to watch the Patriots?
Sometimes I watch the red zone, but most of the time I try to find like the best game that's on and I watch it.
Okay, because like That's what
like
I
in
like because like
time.
it's the same thing. Like I would find the Niner game and then but red zone like whenever you're watching your fantasy players like there's no commercials and it just
Oh
works
yeah,
out. You know what I mean?
that's the cool thing about fantasy. I didn't play fantasy last year. I did. I usually do,
Well,
but
you're
I
going to this year. You're going to
yeah,
this
I
year
know.
because we're gonna be
I
in a
know.
league together.
Mm,
We're gonna have some fun during the NFL season. But
ooh, fun.
did you watch the end of the game though?
So, yeah, yeah.
Did you watch what like at the very end, like when they were crying?
Oh yeah. I was just
I ain't gonna
like,
lie, it kind of hit a little bit. Like whenever T.J. McConnell, that little white boy was going off, Beaver Cleaver,
mhm.
that boy was going off. Like he was taking the team on their back. I thought Siakam was supposed to, but he did. But he went to the back and he was fine. He was fine. Then he saw his mom
And then
and
all
he
of a
just
sudden,
broke down in tears.
well, that's
Did you?
why. I mean, that's what happens to some people. It's because when they see like someone that's passionate about them, that's when they start to cry.
Yeah, yeah. Because then he remembered. I bet you that's just like you remember what you were doing it for. It's what's sad about the Pacers. They're never gonna come back to this. And I hate to say it because I don't want to like a doubt, but I mean Tatum went down. Tatum went down,
Yeah.
and y'all had to play the Knicks, and the
Hmm.
Knicks y'all beat the Knicks. Like next year, Tatum will be back. Fucking,
Oh yeah, his
it's
injury was.
the league is gonna be a whole lot more. I don't know if you saw while before we were getting on this, the Celtics lost Drew Holiday. They traded him.
No, I didn't. I didn't see that.
Just right now, they traded Drew Holiday.
Yeah, no, I
Kevin
have not.
Durant. Kevin Durant went to the Rockets. He's gonna be in Houston, which it's not gonna work. I don't know why they're even
That's
fucking
a weird.
celebrating him. Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
The Houston's not going anywhere, and so, but we have officially hit the point where there's nothing. There's no sports until football at the beginning of September because we don't watch preseason anyway. So,
I
beginning
mean,
of
I catch
September.
games here and there, but I don't really watch it. Watch it because it's
Yeah,
mostly like,
because you got day drunk and you turned it on. You're like, oh, let's see.
or I go to like take myself out to dinner or like an early lunch or something, and I just see them playing.
So, do you do anything over the weekend?
On the weekend, no, I didn't. I cleaned. I really needed to catch up on cleaning my garage, and shit like that. So I was
At
doing
least you
that.
got one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, at least you got one. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I didn't do anything. I don't think anything this weekend. Had a friend come over. He hadn't been to my place. I feel like I moved to this, to Dallas from a smaller town, and I moved over here, and I feel like you always move and you're by yourself, and I feel like people that have come to Dallas and they don't. I don't know. I don't know if I should feel like some type of way, but I feel like people don't visit me, and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, like my parents visit or my mom visited me, my sister always comes, and then I had those friends that have come,
Oh
and
yeah.
then but everybody else, you realize you really do. Like I already knew that I don't have a lot of people behind me, so like
Mhm.
you really realize when you move who really has your back and who doesn't because it's kind of like they fall off. They fall off, and that's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. Reason why I moved from my hometown, one out of two things was gonna happen. I was gonna get somebody pregnant and be stuck in that motherfucking town, or I was gonna end up shooting somebody.
No, but it's always good.
Cause
Like I know when I got out of my hometown, like because people just get stuck there. It's kind of like that's how it is in the East
yeah,
Coast and stuff. People just kind
yeah,
of stay over
and then you move, and they're waiting for you to come back. Like it's like your
there. Yeah,
downfall. Like they're just like it's like a black hole. They're just sitting there waiting, and it's
yeah.
I don't.
Because when I went to go, I've been a couple of times in the past like 5 or 6 years ish, and one was because my mom passed away. And so obviously I didn't really do any partying. I drank a lot, but I didn't do any partying. And then the second time was to help my dad because he had knee surgery. And then people were like, oh, let me know if when you come back or if you're coming back or whatever. And I was just like, no, I'm not telling anybody. I haven't told anybody the last 2 times I went because they want to go out, party, do all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, I'm just not really into it. But
Yeah.
the next time I'll probably have to tell people because a lot more people have been talking to me that from my hometown, and I kind of feel bad. Like that I haven't seen anybody for a long
Some people want that old thing back.
No.
That chance. Oh, I lost my chance with you. Maybe
No,
if you
I
come
was a
back, you'll
good
see
girl.
I'm the one. You'll see I'm the one.
I was a good girl when I was younger. I never really dated or anything like that, so I
You
didn't
didn't?
really see anybody over there.
You know, I feel like now that I'm older, like I'm looking back, like I really didn't do a whole lot. Like I really haven't done a lot,
Hmm.
and it feels good. It feels good. You know, I don't have a fucking criminal record. You know, like I really cared about getting older. So now that I'm here, now I want to like do shit. Now I want to go out. I don't mean go out. I don't mean party. I mean like I want to go out. I want to go fucking travel.
That's what I want to do.
I want to see things that I've never seen. Do you know what I'm saying? Before I don't know. I'm turning 40 on Saturday, this
I
Saturday, and it's like
know. I'm
I
excited
don't
for
know.
you.
Why are you excited to turn 40?
I am so excited to turn 40. Okay, so listen, when I was 30, like I found my first gray, well, right before, I think I was 29. I was about to turn 30 and I found my first gray hair. So I freaked out and was just like, oh my God, I'm so old. Like, what the fuck is going on? I have a wrinkle here, but it's really just crow's feet. Everybody says it. It's probably from just squinting so much because I wear glasses. But oh my God. So when I turned 30, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I'm so old. Like, what the fuck am I going to do? I'm going to be 80 soon. And like, I was just thinking all these crazy things. I'm like, what am I? And then now when I'm turning 40, I'm like, yes, bring it on. And I think it has to do with the fact that I don't look super old and like, I'm not saying it's all about looks. I'm saying
Right.
like
No,
I still
I
feel
understand.
I still feel young. Like I don't feel like how your parents felt at 40. I feel like my parents felt a
I
lot
feel like
older at
40
40.
back then was a whole lot older than
It
now.
was
Like
like
40.
60.
I hate the cliche saying a 40 is the new 30 and all that shit. Like, no, 40
Me
is the
too.
same old 40. 40 is the same old 40. But 40-year-olds 20 years ago looked 50 or 60. You know what I mean? We don't
Mhm.
look like that. I feel like I've always looked old. So like I've always looked older, and now that I am older, I'm finally looking the age that I am. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think that's what's keeping me. I mean that and a lot of running, but I feel
No,
you,
I
and
don't feel I think you look like 35
and
ish.
that and that's and that's whenever I said like I really haven't done anything. Like I didn't start drinking coffee and doing caffeine. Dang, it almost sounded like I was gonna say cocaine.
I
I
was like, where'd you
haven't
go?
I've never done cocaine, but hey, I'm turning 40. Maybe times have changed. No, I'm just playing. I'm not doing the coke.
This is your
But
there. Yes,
I
you're
didn't
there.
start drinking caffeine until I was in my 30s. Like as soon as I turned 30, that's whenever I slowly started drinking caffeine. And then like now that I'm older, now I'm doing other things, fucking nicotine now. Like I'm fucking popping Zins like it's a
Like the candy. I'm just kidding.
but I didn't do those things when I was younger, so I could do them when I was older, so I could actually get to the age. And now I don't know. I don't know.
So, and that's where I was going with that. So, like when we were younger, like not necessarily your parents, but our parents, as in like a whole of the millennial people, like our parents really like did a lot of drinking and smoking cigarettes, stuff like that, just smoking whatever. And so, like because of that, I feel like they aged quicker because they were doing all this crazy stuff, and obviously all that stuff had even worse stuff in it than it does now because of times and stuff like that. But we didn't do any of that. Like I smoked cigarettes maybe like a couple months of my entire life. Like that was
Right.
it. Like,
Same.
and yeah, there's been times where I had a drinking problem, but like not like every day for a year or anything like that. It was just more like for a couple
Right.
months, something here and there.
And the whole not drinking thing, like I still haven't drank since Cinco de Mayo. And when I tell people like, I don't
Yeah,
want to drink, I don't want to drink.
yeah.
Like everybody, especially family, is everything okay? Are you okay? Is there something going on? Like, are you sick? Are you? No, I just don't want to fucking drink. Is it okay? Like, god dang. And it's because like in my family, we heavy drinkers. Like when I say like I can, I don't know about
Same,
now that it's been
same.
almost 2 months. Like, but I go through a whole 30 pack. Me and a cousin, we go through a 30 pack, and hey, let's go get another one. You know what I mean? Shit, I've had girls that thought that I did coke because I'd stay up all night. I could stay up all night and drink and it's not going to bother me. And they'd be like, "Oh, there's no way you can do that without cocaine." And I'm like, "No, it is.
You
I
can.
don't do it. And yes, I can. Yes, I can. It is fucking possible. But I don't know. I might break it this weekend but I don't know. I don't know. And then when I got older, like drinking, like I said, really hadn't been a problem. It hasn't. Now I can say that now that I'm older, whenever I drink, like I don't get hangovers. That's another reason why I drink is because I don't get like I've had them before when I was younger, but now I'm older, like I don't have like the nauseated feeling or the headache or any of that. Like
Nausea when I drink. It's just more like I can't talk, but
I
it's
don't
more
wear
like I get
Nautica.
a
What?
headache. I get a headache.
I don't even. The only thing I do is I get depressed. I get like,
Oh, me
and
too.
it
Because
I
I have
could and
nobody.
it I don't even know why. It's just like,
Lonely.
oh, like I'll wake up in the morning and I'll be like, oh, you a piece of shit. You over here. And it's
No.
no, and it's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. But if you drink again in the morning, you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, yeah. You
It
just keep
always
going.
helps. You got to keep
You
going.
know,
You
and
got to
there
keep
were
that fucking
people that
liquor
I
in your
used
system.
to be in the army with, like when I was in the army and I would drink they're like, and I would get up at like, cause we would go to bed or whatever. And then I'd get up at like 5 in the morning, like, and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm getting a beer. And they're like, you were just sleeping. And I'm like, well, you gotta keep it going. Cause if not, you're gonna feel like death, you know?
And that's what I'm saying. And it's just like,
They're like, ew,
like
that's so weird.
I
At
know,
like
and I know.
5 in
And
the
then
morning, in
they'll
the
say
morning.
something, and then I'll look at the can. They're like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm trying to look for the fucking time because you're mad about tripping about the time, but the bottle doesn't say there's any time limit on there. I can drink at 5 a.m. I can drink at fucking 6 p.m. It There's no time whenever you can drink. And honestly, day drinking is a whole lot better than drinking at night because I
Yeah.
can go to
And
sleep
then you'd
early.
have to get extra for like if you went out on Saturday because and on Sunday in Georgia you weren't allowed to drink. Or you were allowed to drink but you weren't allowed to buy alcohol from a grocery store.
Oh, and here in Texas, you can't buy any liquor on Sundays. You can buy beer, you can't buy liquor. You can't
Oh, you can
all
buy
liquor is closed on Sundays. You can't buy beer in Georgia? I didn't know
well,
that.
I don't
That's
know if you
crazy.
can now, but that was like
Oh, but back
over
then? Oh yeah. Yeah, because I talk about this whole fucking traveling shit. You've been everywhere. You've lived how many places just in the United States have you lived?
there.
Dang, that's crazy. It's crazy you had to think. Like you really have to think hard.
At least 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 states.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I don't think I've been to 8 states. Hold on,
8
let's
or
see.
9. Oh,
I've been
I've
to
been to more than
Texas.
half the US.
Really?
I just haven't been to like all the northern ones. I've been to Washington State, but I haven't been to the ones across all
But
the
you're
way to
but
the
you're
East Coast.
from Boston, so you have been to there. You're talking about like the middle, right? I mean,
I'm
but
talking about
who's
from
gonna go
here
to
to
North? Who's gonna go to North Dakota and South Dakota?
well, just to say
Who's
you've
gonna
been to
go
all
to?
the states.
Like, but exactly. That's what I thought
Well,
about
I'm
the
gonna
whole
do a
like
road trip.
me to,
Someday I'm gonna do a road trip. I'm
Li-
gonna start
and
it here and then I'm
no,
gonna go all
no,
the way through.
you're not gonna do a road trip. We're gonna do a road trip, and that's sounds awesome. And it's funny. It's funny because like every year I took my kids somewhere when I
Oh
had
yeah.
money. I don't have money like I used to, but when I had money,
Wow.
people would be like, "Hey, why aren't you gonna fly?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'd rather drive." And
Yeah, it's fun.
I've driven all the way to California, and I've driven all the way to Florida, and I've done all that. We stayed in the States, and it's like, hey, yeah, like it's awesome whenever you have like 2 weeks off or a week off, and whenever you're driving, you can go to like you don't have a time limit. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you don't have to say, hey, I got to make it there before this time. No, you're driving and
Yeah.
you're just like, what is this little like rinky dink little place in motherfucking Louisiana? Now, I can say, don't ever stop in Louisiana because it's hood as fuck. I, I tried to stop in
I get it.
Louisiana one time and I was like, oh, hell no, I'm getting out of Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, fucking get the fuck out of here. I took
Alabama
my
too.
Alabama. Yeah, oh yeah, I did pass through Alabama
Pretty,
because
it's pretty ghetto
no, no,
there.
no, no, no. I did pass through Alabama. I passed through Arkansas. It was
Oh,
Arkansas
in
because like
Arkansas, yeah,
here in
Arkansas.
Dallas, from Dallas, I drove my daughter to it was Missouri. We went to Missouri, and yeah, you had to go through there. But yeah, traveling is awesome. And now that I'm doing this whole like running thing, like these ultra marathons and things like that, like I'm using that as an excuse to try to better myself, but also my excuse to travel. Like, hey, there's
It
a.
reminds me of Forrest Gump.
That's what I feel like. Whenever I'm running, whenever I'm running, that's how I feel. They're like, hey,
You remind me.
how many are you running today? And I'm like, I don't know. And I'll start running,
Yeah.
and then I'm fucking 15 miles down the road, and it hits me, and I'm just like, I don't feel like running anymore. But I have to turn around and run back. So it's like,
So,
but you know how he stops and he's just like, I'm
yeah.
tired. I think I want to go home.
Out of nowhere, yeah, with his long hair, like hippie hair. Oh, I need to watch that movie. I actually love that movie.
Uh, uh, I'm like, I want to show it to my kids, and then it's just like, it's funny when it comes to movies because like, when we were younger, they nobody gave a
Watch
fuck
anything.
what we
You can
watched.
watch
It
anything
was
you want.
it was
Tales from the
always
Crypt.
it was always close your
There's
eyes.
naked
It was
people
always
in there.
close your eyes during
Yeah,
sex, and that's it. During the sex
yeah.
part, close your eyes. The whole movie was talking about it. We listened to the whole thing, but as soon as they start kidding, okay, close your eyes, and it was like, okay.
I watched Tales from the Crypt where they're cutting like naked people in half
That
and
was
shit.
fucking. That was our Saturday night, like Friday night,
Friday.
Saturday night, fucking babysitter. Our
Yeah,
babysitters were getting drunk.
literally.
Our babysitters were getting drunk because we say babysitter, but it was. I don't know if it was the same for you, but it was an uncle
I'm
or an
not.
aunt that was
Yeah.
just there, that was drunk as fuck, and we were just running around doing whatever,
And all your
watching
cousins.
this
That's
fucking.
how it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And
And
they're
now
like,
I'm like,
go lay down and like, how are you gonna lay down? There's no space. It's like the
exactly,
smallest part,
exactly. You put
whatever.
a little, and now I'm so scared. I'm like, okay, I got that app, and I'm like, okay, does this movie have sex in it? Does it? And we watched fucking Pet Cemetery when we were fucking 9 years old and shit.
No,
It's just
yeah,
like,
I know. And then right now I'm like, because my daughter loves scary movies, and like I'm just like trying to check them all. I'm like, "Ah, would she be okay watching 28 Days Later or years later,
oh yeah,
or would
no,
she be
nope,
okay watching this or
no.
this? And then I'm like,
The-
okay, no.
Yeah, the 28 days later and years later, they're all naked. They're all naked. So I'm like
I kind of
real
forgot
naked.
the naked
They're
parts. So.
real naked zombies. I know. I was like, damn. I'm glad I looked that up because I was about to let her watch it so we can watch this movie. And I'm like, no, she's not
Yeah,
watching that movie. She's not watching that movie at all. And she'll always ask me like, hey, so when do I get to watch so and so movie? And I'm like,
yeah, same.
whenever. I'm not thinking to myself, whenever you're 17 and I'm not there watching it with you.
Yeah, 'cause it's weird. Yeah, no, she's really into horror movies, and I'm so glad that they don't make them like they. I mean, I miss the old horror movies, but in a way, it's better because they don't make them naked anymore so much. You know, like
Right.
most of the old ones are all naked,
Yeah,
like
because they
all
focus
the
on an actual plot
Jasons and
now.
all the
Yeah.
yeah, like it was just naked women running around, blonde women running around, falling down, and that was it.
Back then it didn't
Oh,
even make
banging in the
sense for it to
car, and
happen. Back then it didn't even make sense for it to happen. It was just like, okay, there was this monster coming down, and all of a sudden there's this couple fucking, and you're just like,
in the
why?
car.
So my daughter was like, hey, so we've watched all these movies. We watched all of the Nightmare on Elm Streets. We watched them all, and
Um,
she's just like, hey, why haven't we watched Friday the 13th yet?
I know it.
And
Mhm.
I just told her, I said, look, because they're hooking up the whole. I had to tell the truth. I'm like, they're hooking up the whole thing. It's just basically, young people hooking up and getting killed, and that's it.
Yeah. That's literally like all the scary movies from back in the day. And so
Yeah,
like I'm so glad that they don't really make them like that anymore because like even this last Final Destination, like nothing weird, nothing like that. Like I'm so glad that they don't make them like that so much anymore because she can actually enjoy like the scary part.
right. Because
Like
there
even
was so
the
much.
new Scream and stuff like that, she watched that.
Yeah,
That I have to watch
yeah. I
that.
let her watch that. There's still some parts that I'm just like, hey, close your eyes. I don't care how old she is. I'm like, hey, close your eyes. And
But the
then later
older
on,
Scream,
yeah.
but the older Scream, they have naked parts from what I remember, right? The
I don't
older
think
one.
Scream did. I
I thought
think
they were banging
I
in them.
think what's her name? What's her name had her fucking hard ass nipples through her fucking shirt.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Rose McGowan, gosh, she was so sexy when we were younger.
Oh yeah, she was
Rose McGowan, she had them fucking hard ass
really
nipples
pretty.
through that through that green sweater that she had on. I'm about to go watch Scream right now. but that's where my fixation comes of being dumb and making these stupid jokes is from all the stupid shit we watched when we were kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And
And
how
now
we're
we're
raised,
old.
because we're raised in a generation where people cuss, they didn't care, cursed about everything, didn't care, like drank, did drugs, any of that stuff. You're around it all. You know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like whether it was your family or your friends or people that you knew or whatever, you know,
Yeah,
it
it's
just
crazy. Crazy to think
molded
about
us into
the things that we
people
did
now.
from whenever we were little kids. Like she asked me the other day, she was like, so Nini, which is her grandma, Nini used to just let you like ride your bike wherever. I'm like, she
Oh
didn't
yeah,
know. She didn't know.
they didn't even know
As
where we
long
were.
as I got home at a certain time, that's all that it mattered. And then we got
Yeah,
older. We got older. We were sneaking out anyways. I'm
yeah.
thinking about all the fucking random ass hood ass parties I was at with all them fucking drug dealers and everybody that was there, everybody doing drugs and shit. And now I'm just
I
like,
know. And it was so, the parties I went to were so crazy. I'm sure some of my old friends will watch this and like it will like reminisce in their heads. But like literally, like my room was in an upstairs room and I had to jump out of my window that was like so tiny. It was like one of those really tiny windows. And and then um and then jump on the roof and then jump off the roof to the stairs and then go down the stairs, but then jump over the side of the stairs because then there was a big light that went on when you went down the stairs. So you had to go. So I tested it out before. So I had to like go and jump over the side. And I was with my friend at the time. So she's like doing all this too because like she could never sneak out of her house, but I snuck out of mine. And then when my mom found out, she was like, "How did?" Because I always had like a big booty, and she's like, and my mom's was always like the skinniest woman ever. And she's like, "How did your big ass fit outside that window anyway?" That's what I would like to know. She was mad, but she was yelling at me, and I'm like, I don't know.
and it's
I
funny because
don't
my sister did the same. My sister didn't care, and my mom really she let me do a little bit more because I was a boy, but my sister
Yeah,
ended up worse than me because she had to sneak out and do it. So like me, I used to have a job that I used to work late when I was 16. So I was like, I had to buy my own car. Remember, I had saved all these coins for a long time after even working out in the fucking fields and shit. Like, I saved and I got this car, and then I had this job, and so she would let me stay out and shit. And it was the same thing. So like after work, I used to have this girlfriend that I'd go. She'd be like, "Hey, go to the alley and go park in the alley and just kind of flash your lights." And I'll know you're out there. And I was
wow.
out there, and then I had a friend that started dating her sister, and then so it was like we would do that, and then we would take them back home at like 4 or 5 in the morning.
My friend that I did that with, she lived in a fancy area because she had like more money. I didn't. I lived in like the ghetto ish area. So all we had to do was just go down 2 streets and we were already at
Yeah,
the party drug
yeah,
house.
and that's what, and I just found out that a friend passed away. I hadn't spoke to him in a long time. I don't know how he passed. I don't even know who knows, but I'd go to his house, and man, that boy. It's funny because he was the most clean cut white boy you would ever know. Like he was real clean cut, had his fucking always had a fade with the side part, and he was cool as fuck. But every time I went over there, it was always like he had some mushrooms, he had some cocaine, he had weed. I remember like he wouldn't we couldn't find like papers to roll weed with, so he'd get pages out of the Bible, roll them up and smoke it. And
Oh
that
wow.
I would be like, hey, no, don't even come to me. You ain't gonna hit me with that blasphemy, bro. And so
Wow.
yeah, yeah, and it's funny because they trust the clean cut guy. Oh, I'm just with him, and they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, cool. And it was whoever had a car at the time. If it was me, if it was
Yeah.
anybody else, we just all roll in there. I remember this one guy. He was like a nerd in school, but he had an Astro van, and it was the most ugliest fucking van ever. But it was it was so badass when we were kids because like it'd be like 3 or 4 of us dudes, and then we just roll around everywhere and go
Yeah.
pick up girls, and we'd all be in the fucking van and doing all kinds of. It's funny that I'm over here talking about like all the things I didn't do, and then I'm like, oh, hey, I did some shit. I did some shit.
Yeah, no, there was cars like that too that would like drive us all around. It was like so many of us, but there was so many of us that we even sat on each other's laps or like stuff like that. I'm like, how is there more people than seats? You know, I was like, man.
And now, like, I'm just like, my daughter will ask, no, you can't do that shit.
No.
No.
Nope.
No. Let me go
I
make
know
sure
all
you
the
know
freaking tricks,
let me
girl.
go make sure these windows are locked and shit. I'm coming in and shit. I'll be out there. I always wake up at like 2, 3 in the morning and fucking open the door like, all right, cool.
Oh, I'm always awake, so I always check on my daughter. I mean, I don't
But
think she's
it's
gonna sneak out now. She's too young.
but
But
it's
like,
funny because they're a whole lot better than we were. Like, I don't know if your kids were the same, but it's just like they'll call out all the fucking bad shit. They'll call out all the bad shit. They'll just be like, hey, why did they do that? Or why did they do this? Or
yeah,
they'll see. I had a friend come over the other day and he left his vape or something. He left something here, and then she was like, what is this? And I was like, that's none of your business. Get the fuck out of there. She was like, oh, okay, I thought it was yours. And I'm like, no, it's not mine. Like, even if it was mine, leave me alone. Shit.
let me be bad.
But yeah, that's crazy how things change and shit. But
Yeah,
now we're old. I'm about to go fucking register with AARP.
ARP. I knew you were gonna say that. You're like, where's my senior discount?
Where's my senior discount? We're calling Golden Corral. Hey, can I go eat there for free? Because it's my free day.
No, but I'm excited more just because I'm already over the hump where I feel old. So like I'm just like, okay, like I'm gonna be 40. Like that's awesome. Like I'm not afraid to age because I'm already like doing it, you know, and I already feel better about it. So I'm not like super scared about it or anything. I'm like, it is what it is. I just want to age with somebody. So if you're single and you think I'm cute, no, I'm kidding. I like long walks on the beach. Just kidding.
What was that? Mad TV's Lowered Expectations.
Oh my god, that is old. Do you ever remember the magazines that they had? The big ass heads and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
So
that's
funny.
like, I'm not afraid to age. I don't care about the age. It's just I guess that's where the running thing comes from. It's kind of like I don't ever not want to be able to move, or like to say like, oh, I can't do that.
Oh,
I don't want to say
yeah.
like I can't do that. So like right now, my goal right now, and it was my goal a couple of years ago, and it got lost somewhere, and I just woke up one day and I was like, what happened? And now I'm like, my goal is to run a 50-mile race. Now, if it's more after that, it's more after that, but I really want to run a 50-mile race. And so like right now, I'm just like, okay, got to get up and run. I'm on 10 weeks of running 50 miles a week. So I got to keep going. I don't know. I'm going to wake up on Friday, the day before I turn, and I'm just going to get up and I'm just going to run. I don't know. Won't be Forrest Gump. I got to run my knees until they can't run anymore. Until they can't run no more. I already have arthritis in my foot. I have arthritis in my big toe. They told me that I'm actually not even supposed to be running.
Your big.
My big toe on my foot.
I can't even with you.
It's bone to bone right now. It hurts so bad every single day. And I think I'm making it worse. But hey, we're here. We're getting older. But let's go to this first video.
Okay. Hold on. Is it true your ex-wife have access to your bank account?
Yeah. I told you I trust her implicitly.
I beg your pardon?
Implicitly. I trust her. If she wanted to take it, she could. There's very few people that you meet where you can trust implicitly. And to be honest, she was there when we were living at the in-laws' house. She was there when we couldn't afford a hamburger. She was there through the grind. She, to me, just like we kind of separated when we started making it.
Right.
So she doesn't get to enjoy any of that.
Right.
To me, that's not right.
Wow. Hey,
I'm a loyalty guy.
You are a boy. You loyal to the song for real.
Yeah.
I don't know too many people doing that.
No, it surprises people. But she could have, if she wanted to do something with it, she
Right.
could have done with it a long time ago.
if your ex-wife, is she married?
She's dating somebody, boyfriend.
And you cool with that?
Yeah, I want her to be happy. It's true.
But then
friendship.
she can't get no more access, Dave. She got to cut off, cut a little.
I won't even notice if it's gone.
You mean to tell me she might?
I mean, if she takes it all.
No. But she might take like, you know what? I'm gonna have this extravagant wedding. I'm gonna spend, $500,000 on a wedding. You cool with?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Lord have mercy. What did you learn during that marriage about yourself?
She's still my best friend. Like, we get along
Better as friends than
Yeah,
in a relationship.
yeah. But she was with me at the beginning of this company, and like, if she called me right now, it's like, I need you, I'd be there. It's like it just didn't work as a marriage.
I think that the fact that we don't understand is the bigger problem. But not we as you and me. I mean as like people. I think that the fact that people don't understand it is the problem. Because I agree with Dave. And I think it depends on who your ex was. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if they should still be together, but at the same time, like, that was his friend. Like, if she's not doing anything with it, so why would there be a problem? I think we've done so many things with so many toxic people that it's kind of like it's in our like brain. It's embedded in your brain that it's you versus me, you versus everybody. It's always you versus everybody.
Yeah.
And it's just like bro, like sometimes I think about my ex and I think about like the things that happen, and the other way around is like I've never done anything for you to think that I would ever do anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially if you have kids. If you have kids, like, you're a team already. You shouldn't ever really think that it's you versus them. I mean, even though y'all are not together, y'all might not have worked. Like, you still have the same goal for your kids. You still have the same, like, hey, at the end of the day, I want my kid to do this. And I know that you want the same thing. So, like, why couldn't you have access to this? But there are people that would take advantage of that because I made a mistake. Not me personally, but people make that mistake of being with the wrong person, of being with the person that whenever you broke up, they want to take everything. They just want you to fucking suffer. They don't even want you to die. They just want you to fucking suffer. Do you know what I mean? And I just think that sometimes it shouldn't be that way. It should be.
Well, I think so. I agree and disagree. I agree with. Again, it's gonna have. It goes back for me. It goes back to like the generations. This generation we're in right now is cooked. Like, no, I would never fucking trust anybody from the next generation, from millennials. But anybody from millennials past that, I would, because I mean, if they're a good person, but because it's a different mentality. It's not like I want to rob you blind and because we didn't work out. That's how the next generations are. They're all like that. It's even on social media, they're like telling you to smash his car if he cheats, like to do crazy shit. I mean, people have done it in the past. I'm not saying they haven't, but like, it's like they're telling you this is what the right thing to do is. And I know it's all silly and it's meant for like parody and stuff like that, but people actually believe it. And so because of that, honestly, wouldn't trust most people nowadays. But like he had that relationship where he said they started from the bottom, they made it to the top, and then they just realized they weren't for each other, and that's how it worked. So like I don't know if you remember, but the guy from Amazon and his wife, they
Bezos,
got a divorce. I had forgotten his name, but they got a divorce like a year or two ago, and he didn't want to give her nothing. And people are like, no, she doesn't deserve nothing. She did nothing. Da, 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 da. He built it from the ground up. He was literally like his office was literally in like the smallest like square of an office and stuff like that. And, I get it. Maybe she wasn't doing all the work, but she was there with him when they didn't have anything.
Right. Yeah.
And she was still supporting him and, stuff like that. From what I know, she didn't. I mean, from what was released, she didn't do anything.
Right.
Really
And then she ended up more
Loyal.
rich. She ended up more rich than him, or not him, but like ended up getting more money than you giving her some or whatever because you wanted to do that. And I think
Yeah.
our problem in society is that we worried about rich people problems. Like we don't have money. What you don't want your ex access to your couple $100 that you have in your bank account. Like it's hard for us to fathom that because we don't have that money. We don't have that money. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, because like I can think about it now. Whenever you're with somebody, do you share bank accounts? Like whenever you've been like in a serious relationship, or has it always been separate?
Always separate.
No, I guess it depends on how you. I've never shared it either. I've never shared it either,
Nope,
and
never.
it always worked out that way where it didn't. But at the same time, like maybe it would have worked better. Who knows? But I just think that like he's rich now. Like we can't really say it's right or wrong with the amount of money he has. Do you know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
he even said, like, even if she took it, I wouldn't notice. That's how much, when you have that much money, like, he's just being like good to the person that he was with for so many years. And like I said, they were together from the bottom, and then they got to the top and they realized they shouldn't be together. That's what a good relationship is. Just because they got married and got a divorce because they didn't realize they weren't like good for each other doesn't mean that they don't have a good relationship, because to me
Right.
that's a good relationship. They realized together, like, hey, this is not working, we'll split up, but they're still like best friends. Like he said, they're like best friends. He said like he would even support her getting married again. I mean, that's what I disagree with. I wouldn't do that, but
You wouldn't do it. What do
like
you disagree with?
like her spending my, like, if I had a lot of money and someone's spending my money on their next wedding, I mean, that's kind of weird.
But that's what I'm saying is that I see why it's weird. I see why it's weird, and
Yeah.
and I like the way Shannon was like, because you could tell Shannon he's
Shannon,
that type of like, you ain't
no,
getting shit. You
garden,
ain't getting
yeah.
shit for my shit. But
But he's like that. You already
but we
know
grew
that.
up like that though. We grew up like that. We grew up poor as fuck to where whenever you made your whatever you made, I know I didn't make half of what he, not a quarter of what he made, but I'm saying like you made money, and whatever you've made, you earned that shit. So you feel like nobody deserves to get this shit because I worked hard for this shit. I
Yeah.
worked hard for this shit. So it's like you can't fathom giving somebody money so they could pay for a wedding. But I mean, if if they're
Because
happy
you
or
forget about the people that were there for you, supporting you,
exactly.
which deserve to be in that, like, you're like, it doesn't matter how big your circle, my circle's really tiny. So like, I mean, I wouldn't be giving a whole lot out to people, but like people forget who was there. Like if I was
And I
rich, I would be buying my dad a house,
and I also think
Yeah.
that you also like sometimes make so much like once you hit money, like I two things. One, once you get older, you start realizing the value of money and how much money doesn't really
Yeah.
mean shit. And
No.
if your life is run by money, then you're already cooked yourself because it's like, bro, like,
Yeah.
yeah, you made this money and yeah, you're greedy with it and yeah, you whatever, but like you realize it doesn't mean shit. Like I had a whole lot of money in the small town that I was in. I was making a good living, and now that I live in a bigger city, like I said, I'm struggling more now than I did before. But at the same time, now I get to see my daughter whenever I want to. I prioritize things that weren't ever really prioritized, and it's kind of like you realize the things that you have that are not worth money. And it sounds cliche, and it sounds, but
It's worth more than money. That's
it's
why.
worth more than money. And then but also now that I'm older, I've always had a heart. I've always had a heart. And in fact, I think that was one of the things my mom, whenever we're growing up, was scared that I was going to be taken advantage of, which, I mean, by women, I always was taken advantage of. Um, but now that I'm older, my heart has expanded even more to where I feel what Dave's saying is just like, if you took it all, like, I think Dave's also at that point to where if she took it all, like, he would know first of all how to make it back and also know how to get it back. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
your friend, your ex-wife, she was your best friend. You know exactly what type of fucking person they are, and you
Yeah.
knew, if something started going down the road, that something would have to stop and something would have to change. So I just think it's the type of person. I just think like I mean. Shannon really can't say shit because Shannon, the type of women he fucking with is the same type of people that, of course, he's not going to trust these women.
It's
Of
the
course, you're not
social
going to trust a
media
woman.
women nowadays where they're like, bleed your men of their money. If he doesn't have a Ferrari, if he doesn't have this, if he doesn't work out, and it could be like a fat bitch, and he's like, he doesn't have all this stuff, and this girl doesn't even have a fucking job. Like, he can't support me, he can't do all this, and it's like,
What do they say?
no,
Like,
like that's
what
not
was it?
how it works.
I
Like,
heard a
you need
dude
to have
say.
ambition, and
I heard a dude say the other day, is like, why do I have to be rich to fuck a broke bitch?
right?
Because it's like I got to make all this money for this woman, and that's why I think,
It's like
and
women are
also
turning into two things. They're either turning into alphas, which is not right, and then they're also turning into people who are like those fish that like suck the tank. Those like sucker fish that just
damn,
like suck.
I need one of them. I need one of them right now.
I think you did a video about one of those actually. And the water was
Oh yeah, I did do that one. I said me and someone's unappreciated baby mama.
No, but that's how women are. It's one of the two. It's not, there's no like happy meet, like I'm in between, but like there's not many people that are in between either anymore. It's either they're too alpha for men to like lead them, and I'm not saying control. There's two different, two different ways that could go. I'm talking about leading, like a man to actually come in and lead you as like, how they're supposed to be. Like, and then there's women that are so alpha because they've turned into it because of how men are too and how women are, that they don't have kids, they don't have nothing because they just want to make money. They're all just money driven and they don't care about anything else. So they're not looking at people's like heart, either one.
Exactly. And I
Both
think that's the
cases.
reason why I think that's the reason why I'm single is isn't really because, I mean, one, I know for a fact that, people are like, oh yeah, you're single. I'm single by choice. I really am. Like I know I could be with somebody right now. If I wanted to be with somebody right
Yeah.
now, I could be with somebody right now. But like, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But like, if I had to struggle, are you gonna struggle with me? Or are you worried about the money? And not having a lot of money really makes it think like I don't want to date. I don't feel like you need money to date, but at the same time, I think that if you're not where you're at, or not goal oriented to where you want it, where you're headed towards, like you shouldn't date. Like you should focus on your goals. And I that's why I feel like whatever's gonna come to me is gonna come to me. And if it doesn't come, it doesn't come. So I feel like I feel like it's like that, where it's like you kind of have to change the type of women that you're with. Like you can't go through the gutter and find this woman, these fucking money hungry women, and act like you're gonna fucking trust them. Cause of course you're not. Of course you're not gonna fucking trust some girl that you met. And that's another thing, is that like meeting these girls whenever you already have money. Like, okay, I'm rich now, and now I met this girl. Of course you're not gonna give it to her, because why would you want to give it to her? Because there are some fucking evil ass people out here. There's fucking evil ass people out here that are just out to get you. And that's why, like what we said last time about breaking up, like why can't a breakup just be, I don't want to say normal, but it is normal. Breaking up is normal. And why can't it just be a simple, easy? No, it's always, oh, you were right and I was wrong. No, I was wrong sometimes too. I understand I was wrong.
Yeah.
And I understand that we didn't work out. But like, why does it always have to be a me versus you type of deal? It should be a, like, hey, this didn't work out. Let me get my shit and get your shit. And I think in my biggest relationship, I think we set ourselves up for failure. Everything we bought, it was always like, well, if things go south, this is going to be yours, this is going to be mine. And that's how we bought things all the time. And look, it didn't work. So like, honestly, whenever I broke up, whenever me and my ex broke up, I didn't care about anything. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to do any of that. I told her, you could have anything.
Yeah.
Anything. You know what? In my mind, it was kind of like when you break up, it's a fresh start, anyways. So it's like kind of, it was like one of those things. It's like, okay, yes, I had this house. Yes, I have this. I have this, and you know, take whatever you want to take. It's all material shit. I can make that shit back. I mean, fuck, what are you gonna take? A TV? You gonna take the fucking furniture? I want new furniture anyways. I'll have to get a new TV anyways. Do you know what I mean? Like all of this shit, like it never mattered to me. It never mattered to me, and I think now that I'm older, it still doesn't matter to me. Like if you want to take whatever you want to take it, take it.
Yeah, material stuff never matters to me. The only thing I really care about is my house. But like material stuff, like I could be in like a shitty car, so long as it runs, like I really don't care. And that's why when I date people, like when I have not recently because I haven't been dating, but like when I had dated people in the past, like I don't know, a while ago when I was like, I literally told them like I don't like because they were asking like, oh, like don't worry, I have a reliable car and all this and I'm like, no, I'm not asking about that. I don't care about that stuff.
Right.
Like, you know, I just I don't really care about material stuff. I just want to be with someone who gets along with me and like
You don't
has
want that
fun.
material things. You don't want material things until you sit in that motherfucking Ferrari. Until you sit in that car, and you're like, damn. Whenever I sit in cars like that or do something like that, I'm just like, I'm just saying, like you don't want those things until you sit in them, and you're like, not that you want it, but it's kind of like this is what I want to work for. Do you know what I mean? Just like it
Oh
makes you
yeah,
think that.
but
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not.
But
I'm not
that's what
depending on
like my
it.
friend came over this weekend, and we went to the area that I'm in has a lot of places like that to where you'll go like, and he's just like, oh, you don't think you do these things, and I'm like, well, how are you gonna get these women? He's like, well, I don't want these women if they're gonna want me for my money, and I'm like, it's not about that. I'm just saying like, I don't know. As a man, you need sex, so it's just like, how you gonna fuck a woman for no reason if they ain't gonna look at you first? You know what I mean? But at the same time, women will fuck a broke dude before what I'm saying. You gonna fuck
Yeah.
somebody. It don't matter if you in a fucking Ferrari or you in a motherfucking fucking 1998 Ford Taurus. You know what I'm saying? Like it really doesn't matter. And I feel like I just feel like we as a society have been so into this material shit that we can't fathom like why he would do that. And I think that we all need to find somebody that we could, and you might not find that person, but I just don't think he's wrong. I don't think it's like damn, like it's not a it. I've always had this like a me versus a world type of deal, and like I said before, like
Yeah.
I always feel like the closest time I ever had, and my oldest will tell you the best times you ever had is whenever you were broke together. The best time I ever had with my kids was whenever we was struggling because we were closer as a family. You weren't always out working. You know what I'm saying? I was in all, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like you get closer as a family whenever you trying to decide. I don't want to say like we were broke, like, oh, let's decide what our next meal is. But like, instead of, hey, we went to the fucking, this event and they had all this food and all this. No, no, no. We had to go to the fucking store whenever we didn't have the money. We had to go to there was a place called Hastings, and it was a where you go rent movies, and it was like kind of the end of whenever the renting movies hit was, and you'd go buy 5 DVDs for $20. And so it was fun as fuck for my oldest to go, hey, have you seen this movie? And then we'd all just go sit down around TV, watch whatever movies we got. Good fucking times. Good fucking times.
Hmm.
What'd you lose?
Yeah, no, no, it's my dog.
Oh.
She was jumping over the chargers. I'm like all like, it looks so ghetto how I have everything because there's like chargers and like cords everywhere. But no, I feel the same. That's why I feel like we had a better childhood because
Oh yeah.
we didn't have money. We didn't have cell phones. We barely had video games. And like we were just outside having fun with our friends or whatever. And then like when I went over my dad's house, like we watched VHS movies that he had recorded throughout the week or whatever, like ate like spaghetti or pizza, like frozen pizza that he heated up, and stuff like that. Like it's so different because I'll buy pizza from like Papa John's or Pizza Hut or something, and then my kids have their phones, and I have to keep telling them put them down, because we're having a movie day, and it's just different. It's
Yeah,
just
it is.
completely different from when you don't have anything to like when you have so much, you know? And it's like, that's why I don't care. I just want to be with someone who just is just nice to me and sweet, and like we have fun together, and that's pretty much it.
And even if you can't pay for shit,
We'll have a movie
Even if-
night. We'll get takeout. We'll have a movie night. We could play games. I like games too. I'm one of those people who likes to play card games or like even stuff like that. I know it's old school and
no,
it sounds
you're just a
really
toxic
weird.
woman
but I
that loves to
promise
play
you,
games. You
so
just love
fun.
to play games. You love to play games. You love to get in the heads. And I'm just playing.
No, but I do. And people are like, games? Like, what the fuck do you play? Like, no, like you can literally play like even Uno, poker, all kinds of different stuff, you know. Like, I don't know, I'm just into like the old school stuff, you know. That's why I like having like a date night in, because it's so fun.
Well, you can have access to my savings account right now. There's $20 in there. You can have it all.
I think you would trust me regardless, because I'm not like that.
Yeah, because you would look at it
I
and be
would
like,
trust
damn,
you.
what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with these $20?
No, I'm saying like if I was rich, I would trust you. And
No.
like say like we had the show and I got like famous and rich and stuff, like I wouldn't leave you in the gutter. I'd be like, come on, bestie, come enjoy this awesome life with me.
All right, let's go to this next one.
I want to get a train ran on me. Like single file, second tile, everybody lined up.
I ain't gonna lie. 1, 2, 3. No, just a joke at home, kids. Just a joke at home. Just a joke.
Is kids watching this?
No.
okay.
If they are, get off.
So,
So just train, right? So is it the rush? Is it like a rush thing for you?
I think it's just everybody waiting their
Just
turn.
waiting? So okay, cool.
But I will say though, that's a lot of women's fantasy. A lot of
Really?
women just don't say that shit. But every time I bring it up, it's like, oh, I don't want to be in a room with another man, or I don't want to. And I'm like, okay, so whoever is down, comment below, because I'm trying to get this shit rolling.
So okay. So do you tweet that just to see what kind of comments?
I
you
never
get?
tweeted it. I don't.
Oh, you never
But
tweeted it? Oh.
actually, I don't want to say never because I might have tweeted some shit like that. But then it's just like random people from like Nebraska or something, you know, just like a random.
Yeah.
And it's like it's
You need a-
protocol you got to follow, you
Yeah.
know.
What's the wildest you ever posted though on social media?
I don't really feel like I've ever posted anything wild for real.
Okay, what's the wildest thing you'd ever done in the bedroom?
So it was during a threesome. It was a girl boy threesome, and I basically let her eat the out of me. Yeah, it was a really good learning experience.
See, we need more. A lot of people don't understand that type of stuff.
So I did a video where I had like a plunger on my head, like I did like a seat.
Oh yeah.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, because I don't have hair. I mean, well, first of all, let me like set the record straight. I have hair, but I
Right.
shave it off every day.
Shave it off, okay.
Yeah, I just had to let y'all know I could grow hair.
Yeah, no.
Don't play with me.
No,
like I
no.
shaved right before I came. Like,
Yeah. What do you do if your partner before you are done?
I'm actually used to that,
Mm.
and I just I don't really, just whatever.
All heroes don't wear capes.
All heroes.
Well, but I will say I do value men that prioritize foreplay and not just wanting to get right into it, because most women, we don't like that.
Yeah.
Because it takes different things to stimulate women, because men, y'all are easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Y'all are easy. I have not come across a man that didn't. I just feel like women were more like about being nurtured and caressed, and y'all know, hopefully.
You ain't met me, bitch.
No train here.
Freddie gives.
But I did read the comments. I went through hundreds of comments on that. And there were a lot of women that said, oh, yeah, I want to do that. But I'm like, but then there were a lot of women that said no, too. But like, I'm just like, I posted it the other day on my stories. And I'm just like, just so you know, this is not every woman's fantasy. I would never do that. It's disgusting. Fuck that. That is so nasty. I'm not Bonnie Blue. No thanks.
No, I
She's
think.
been in the media like crazy lately.
Yeah, she has.
He's a whole nother story.
I think she's right though. I think she's right about like you said, and you just solidified it for me when I said it because I've actually have talked to some women that said that like if it wasn't taboo, like if it wasn't taboo for it to be like gross, you know what I'm saying? Like if they weren't going to be judged, if nobody knew about it, you know, they would do it
No,
because they want to, even if they don't want to do it so many times, but they want to go through it one time just to see what it's like. I think the thing is that like women love to be fantasized. They love to be
fantasized
like they
about.
want the yeah fantasized about. They want they I mean of course they want the attention. We know that, but like they want that they want to feel wanted,
That I
especially the
agree
ones.
with because women will do like they say I've seen it in so many memes, but it's so true. Like women will be like talking the sexiest, the most nasty, crazy shit to the guys that are the furthest away because they know they ain't gonna hit, and it's just
Yeah, that too.
nasty,
That
that
too.
they
I've seen
know.
that. And then you go over there and they're sitting at the edge of the bed and you're like, "What the fuck are you doing over there? You just let me remind you what the fuck you said." And I have the whole fucking thread here and this pictures you sent. But I came here and you act like you can't even fucking kiss me. What the fuck is going on? You know what I mean?
Just
So
like
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But I'm talking about like the girls that are that would go through with it because like I said, I've had girls tell me and then this kind of just like, damn, that's crazy. Like, because it's really I feel like it's really not about the whole sex part of course the pleasure part they want it, but I think it's more about feeling wanted and feeling desired. Do you know what I mean? The oh damn, like all these guys want to me, even if it's just for sex. Like all these guys want to me, so that's why they want to do it. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I feel like I mean I don't think she's talking for all women, but I know that there are women out there if they weren't going to be judged afterward, if they weren't going to be, they would do it. They'd fucking do
yeah,
it in there. Yeah, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Like I said, I read in the comments there was so many people, so many women saying that like they would do that, but I'm just like, would you?
Because like, what's the difference between women that would do that or and a woman that is with a new dude every other weekend? Like, you're almost doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the what's the time period here? Do you know what I'm saying?
The difference is having someone come in. Well, I guess they're coming in a condom, so maybe they're not coming inside you. But I don't know. I just can't with so many people. I don't know. I have like a waiting period. I can't do that. Like it has to be like a month or so at least in between. Like I can't fuck a guy and then fuck another guy the next week.
Oh yeah.
You even
I'm
you
even
know because I tell you about everybody that I have.
and I'm the same way because I even asked you. I'm like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
supposed to meet this girl this weekend. You think if I meet a girl and then in the next couple weeks and you'll tell me like, wait, how long? And then we've talked about it, and but I even feel gross even as a man, and as a man I don't think it's as gross, but I like I don't know. I have that. Like I said, I hold sex sacred no matter how freaky I can get or whatever I've done. I don't know. I feel like the older I get though, the more boring I am.
Yeah, even in the past year, you've gotten a little more. No,
And I
but
am
no, it's
okay
just
with it.
because you're growing.
The
You're like,
less the less I do, the less trouble I get into, and that's all that matters to me. I'm not trying to get in no more trouble. What I look like being 40 years old and being burned. Don't burn me, bitch.
no, that would be the worst. That's why I'm like keeping it safe anytime I've done it. But it's been a while for me since I've done it, but because I haven't done anything like that in a long time. But yeah, no, like I wouldn't do it. I have a waiting period. It's not necessarily like an exact waiting period, but it's that I need some time in between any people that I've been with. Like I can't do it. I just feel like, and also another thing, like I just don't like to give myself to like everybody, because I've seen 23-year-olds like they will be like, oh, I'm 23, I'm 24, and I've been with like 100 guys, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm barely in the two digits, and you're like
Well,
already
but that's
30.
what I'm saying is that if you really think about like time periods though, like let's just say in a year you were with 10 people.
Uh-huh.
That I mean there's no, let's 12. Let's just say you're with one person a month.
Uh-huh.
That's 12 people in a year. You started whenever you were. Let's give them some. That's 17. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Do you know what I'm saying? Was that six? Six times 12. That's already 72 people.
Yeah.
There, and that's like, it seems like a lot when you say 72, but at the same time, it's like a month is a month, not a long time.
Yeah, but one a month for like all the time, like that's like at least I even take a break. Like I haven't had sex in months, like a while, and
Shit, I
like
know
I'm
I haven't in years. I don't remember the last time. It's been years.
shut the fuck up.
I'm still a virgin.
I know your business. I know your business. No, but seriously, like I couldn't even do that. Like at first, like when I was first like like getting out of like my whole relationship, like I wanted to like be with other people. Like I was just like, oh, I guess this is gonna be my host stage. I'm just gonna sleep with a few people, and I slept with a few people and then I was done. Like it wasn't like and it
What
was
do they
like
say? Is that
within
to get
months.
over somebody, you get under somebody. To get over somebody, you got to get under somebody.
No, I just want to have fun. I was already over it. I just want to have fun. But no, like
just
that got old really quick for me. Like that's why I said a few people and then I was done. I was like, nope, I'm ready for a relationship. Well, I actually took some time off, did myself for a while, and then
But I don't know. Like I said, it just seems like these swingers are more happier people.
Swingers party.
Yeah, they're all you show me a
Did
serial
I
killer,
say
a
something?
fucking psychopath, and none of them were swingers. All swingers we know are all happy go lucky.
They are.
They know they all happy. They just
They are.
they getting it how they can. Have you seen that girl's page where she's like she goes like, I don't know, she just looks like just like this mediocre middle-aged woman. I gotta find her page and I'll show it to you.
It is. It's usually like white people that are like middle aged. And
It's
they're
always
just
white
like
people too.
literally, it's always white people because you never
It's
see like a
always white
Mexican
people.
girl sharing her man. No, fuck that shit.
Oh yeah.
He's out on the fucking streets. Yeah, it's always white people. Always. That's why they're happy. Because it's those happy white people that are just don't care.
Now you're right. You're right. And that's what. But I feel like the more women would do it if they weren't judged.
That
And they
is
would
true.
be more
That
if they
is true.
weren't
Like if
judged.
it wasn't like a taboo, like oh you're a like you said, like oh you're
You're
a
a
hoe
hoe.
because you did this or whatever. That's why the swingers usually keep their shit a secret until they meet someone who they feel like they can kind of like recruit to the whole like swinger.
Exactly. It's a whole like secret, and
Yeah, it's
that's
like
why
a
they have
like
to have
you
that
know like a
code with the
code.
upside down pineapple and shit. 'Cause like it has to be
Oh
like a
yeah,
code word and shit.
yeah.
Like
The pineapple.
know,
That's this universal sign for the
the
swingers.
universal sign.
Yeah,
But
I heard about
yeah,
that.
I think that because like,
Gross. Never do that.
and then the other shit she was saying is just like, she right. Men are easy. Men are easy. I mean, that's what we do. Is that we're supposed to finish. You know what I'm saying? Now I have been with women that I didn't finish, and I'm just like, oh fuck. But at the same
I've been
time,
with
not
so
everybody's
many
freaky
guys.
enough. So
I've been with not so many guys, but I've been with most of the guys that I have been with have not done that for me.
oh, have not done. You haven't done that. I get it. I
They
thought you
have
meant
not
that they
finished
didn't
me.
finish. I
No,
know.
they
I
have
thought you meant
no. Oh
that
no,
they
they
because she
always
said
finish.
that they
I
didn't
always
finish.
finish
Yeah.
them off, but no.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like a lot. And I was explaining this to someone recently. I was like, a lot of guys just don't care. Like they don't. I don't know if it's they don't care. They just
Selfish.
don't think of it. They don't think like, oh, like I need to like make sure she's good. No, literally, they'll just
Bernie
bang
Mac
the
said
shit
it.
out of you, and then that's
Bernie
it. They're
Mac said
done.
it the right way. I'm gonna get mine. You better get yours. You got 3 minutes. You got
I've heard
3
that
minutes to
too.
get yours.
I've heard that too before. I've literally heard that. Like, I'm gonna come quick, so you better like. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I end up, making myself feel better later. But the point is, like, a lot of guys don't even really think about it like that. They don't think like, oh, I need to make my partner happy. It's kind of more
Yeah,
just like
we're
for that.
selfish.
Yeah.
We're selfish. We've been where we're at. everything that's come up to where we're at right now is with all the experiences that we've had, and even getting older, we still experience disappointment. But we here. We here. We get ours, so you better get yours.
I need to get mine. It's been a long time. No, I'm kidding. No, it has been a long time, but I don't need to get mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a long time. I'm telling you, it's been years for me. It's been years.
No, it hasn't. No, listen to him, guys. It's definitely been like a couple
It's
months.
been years. This is why I am the way I am. This is why she is the way she is. We are here, week 20, 20 weeks. We've gone through this.
2-0. I did that all
2-0.
fucked up. I did it backwards.
You don't know what side we're gonna be on anyway, so.
Oh yeah, exactly. So I did it
But-
from both sides. There you go.
But week 20, it's the start of the no sports, so it's gonna be boring these next couple weeks. But we're still gonna be here. We're still gonna be here. We're still gonna be talking shit. We are going to be
Oh,
posting more. The posting has been lacking because of some things that have been going on, but we're gonna be posting more. We're gonna be out here. This is week 20. We ain't going nowhere. I am Marco, aka DeMarco. This is Kayla.
You almost forgot your name.
I always forget my name. But this is why are we like this now? Why are we like this now? Peace.
Bye.
Why are we like this now? Gonna figure it out with a pow, pow, pow. DeMarco and Kayla taking the bow. Join us on the journey, we'll show you how.